From a tower designed to stand up to hurricanes, to the second tallest building on Earth, in this video, we'll look at the biggest skyscrapers currently under construction in 2023. Let's start with 17. 4 Frankfurt, 233 meters. Frankfurt am Main is famous for its skyline, with 18 skyscrapers reaching over 150 meters in the sky. There's only one other skyscraper in the whole of Germany, the Post Tower in Bonn. And the skyscraper district, also nicknamed Manhattan, isn't done with skyscrapers yet. 4 new towers are under construction, with a shared platform at the base. These new skyscrapers will vary in height, with the tallest standing at 233 meters. It won't quite be the tallest building in the city, but it will squeeze in at number 3. This tower will be used for offices, and so will the shortest tower in the 4. The other 2 towers will house a luxury Kimpton hotel and apartments, while 30% of them are reserved for social housing. It's an impressive project, but it isn't even close to the tallest skyscrapers currently being built. 16. Waldorf Astoria Hotel, 317 meters. This groundbreaking project is due to become the first super tall building in Florida. It's visually striking, like a glittering stack of glass boxes, but that isn't the most impressive thing about it. The state of Florida is often gripped by raging hurricane-force winds. Because of this, they've always been wary about building skyscrapers. There's too much risk of collapse. But the Waldorf Astoria will use a tuned mass damper to stop it from swaying in the wind. This technology reduces mechanical vibrations, almost like a giant gyroscope. It's been used to stabilize other skyscrapers, like the John Hancock Tower in Boston. In the 1990s, the upper floors of this tall building were swaying so much that people complained of motion sickness. A tuned mass damper was used to keep it steady. But the winds in Boston are nowhere near as strong as the hurricanes in Florida, and the Waldorf Astoria will be 80 meters taller than the John Hancock. In other words, this tuned mass damper will need to work a lot harder to keep the building safe. Number 15. Azraeli Spiral Tower, 323 meters. On the other side of the world, this beautiful skyscraper is going up in Tel Aviv. The design is meant to make the tower look like a giant scroll gently unraveling in a spiral. At the top of the tower, a public space will be used for events and entertainment. On a clear day, people will be able to see all the way to Jerusalem, where the holy city stands more than 50 kilometers away. Number 14. Azabudai Hills, 325 meters. Of all the projects under construction, Azabudai Hills, in central Tokyo, is one that will be finished this year. This residential tower has been under construction since 2019 and is on track to open by the end of 2023. Japan is prone to earthquakes, and just like the hurricane-force winds in Florida, this makes it harder to build super tall buildings. But Japanese architects have come up with plenty of solutions. Their skyscrapers are some of the strongest in the world. The foundations are supported by shock absorbers, the tops are stabilized by tuned mass dampers, and the exteriors are strengthened by protective steel mesh. But none of the existing earthquake-proof towers are as ambitious as Azabudai Hills, which is due to become the tallest building in the country. The giant structure will even include a warehouse full of emergency supplies like food and power cells, in case a major earthquake hits, and residents need a place to take shelter. Number 13. The One, 338 meters. This super tall skyscraper is shaping up to be the tallest building in Canada. The current record holder is First Canadian Place, which has been standing unchallenged since 1976. If everything goes to plan, the One will beat First Canadian Place by exactly 40 meters. This project has been in the works for a while now. It was first announced in 2015, and 2 years later, more than 3,000 people had registered for apartments, despite the fact that construction hadn't even started. The first bricks were put down in August 2017, but in 2019, the project hit a roadblock when the city of Toronto issued an order for construction to stop immediately. Usually, skyscrapers receive planning permission in stages. First, they get a permit to excavate the site, then a permit to build the foundations, then a permit to build the first few floors, and so on. The developers of the One received a permit to excavate the construction site, but they started building the tower's foundations before the next permit had been approved, and that's why the government blocked it. The construction site sat there for half a year, while the city worked out the next stage of permissions. Eventually, everything was sorted out, and construction got back underway. There are plans to complete this giant building in 2024. When it's finished, the tower will hold hundreds of apartments. Number 12. Oxley Tower 1, 338 meters. This skyscraper in Kuala Lumpur will be exactly the same height as the Toronto one, at 338 meters. It will also be finished in the same year, 2024. The building will stand not far from the iconic Petronas Towers, which are the tallest twin skyscrapers in the world. Oxley Tower 1 will be part of a set of triple skyscrapers, known collectively as Oxley Towers. It will be a luxury space, with 5-star hotel rooms and extravagant offices for Malaysia's rich elite. Number 11. Uptown Tower, 340 meters. Going taller and taller, this project in Dubai is extremely close to completion. The final concrete was poured in January 2022, before a steel crown was added to the building, topping the structure out at 340 meters. The interior of the tower isn't finished yet, but it's expected to open in the next few months. The office spaces in the Uptown Tower have already been snapped up by businesses, including Hisensi, HIC Vision, and the Gemological Institute of America. Number 10. Central Bank of the Republic of Turkey, 352 meters. Turkey's central bank was traditionally based in the city of Ankara, but a few years ago, they made the decision to move their headquarters to Istanbul. To mark this move, they are constructing the tallest building in Turkey, which is due to stand at an impressive height of 352 meters. It will actually become the 4th tallest building in the whole of Europe, the tallest outside of Russia. The former head office of the central bank appeared on the back of Turkish banknotes, first in the 1940s, again in the 50s and 60s, and finally in the 1990s. When this new tower is completed, there's a good chance it will be added to Turkish banknotes in the future. Number 9. Seal Tower, 365 meters. We're back in Dubai for the Seal Tower, named after the French word fourski. The Seal Tower is unique on this list because it won't have any offices or apartments. The entire building is a hotel. It will become the tallest hotel-only building in the world. The current top 5 are the Gavora Hotel, the JW Marriott Marquis Hotel, the Rose Tower, the Burj Al Arab, and the Jumeirah Emirates Towers. All of these hotels are in Dubai, and the Seal Tower will top the lot. As things stand, the Seal Tower is over halfway finished, with more than 50 floors already in place out of a total of 82. The building was designed in a Japanese style by architect Yaya John. He said, "The curved forms of the glass and metal building are meant to gently reflect in the setting sun,